my name is Roy. I'm from Israel and I signed up on a 1 week intense program, 5 lessons, 3 hours each lesson, I think, right? Something like that. It was very challenging because like if you never try to draw manga or comics or you don't read a lot of manga or comics, everything is new. So it's like jumping in the ocean without knowing how to swim. But I learned a lot. Like it was fun, but very challenging. Like whenever I sign up to something that costs money and it's big, I always have doubts. Like I don't want to sign up and then regret it in like 2 days. So I came for like a trial lesson to speak with Luke, and I also saw the teacher, and I saw the teaching, and then I spoke with the student after the class. Like I had a lot of doubts going in, but I'd say it definitely was worth it. It's definitely something, if you like manga, if you want to draw someday, you should think about. I don't even want to be a professional, but I feel like the experience was like a core experience to my Japan stay. I was worried that like in a week you wouldn't make a lot of progress. Like you can't teach a lot in 1 week. It's a very time limited. You'd usually go for like 2 weeks, a month. Like some students told me they came for like 3 months. So I was very worried that maybe a week is just a waste of money because I won't learn much. But I am happy to say that I learned a lot in a week. Very tough, I learned a lot. It's very hard, but like it's definitely worth it. You will learn a lot of stuff, but it is important to set goals with the teacher. Like in my first lesson, I came to the teacher and I was like, hey, so we have a week. What's the one skill that's most important for a mangaka to know? And now Sensei, the teacher, told me like storyboarding. And so that's the only skill we focused on. We didn't do anatomy, we didn't do like anything, inking, anything else, only storyboarding. So I guess that's like a limit to the time you set. If you only come for a week or two, you won't learn as much as a month, 3 months. But like it's definitely worth it, yeah. So storyboarding is basically cinematography. When you see, like now Sensei told me like the best way for mangakas to study storyboarding is to watch movies and break them down, like camera shots, why use angles, what angles. And so I learned a lot about positioning the characters, about why, like to think why I do what I do. Because I would draw something and she's like, okay, but why is this panel this shape? Why is this character here and not here? Why is the tree in frame? Like, so you learn to think about everything. Everything you draw must be intentional. I have been drawing for like 10 plus years, but I'm only doing character designs. So I'm pretty good with character designs and coloring, shading, like all of the like character design, I'd say like subjects. But I never did any manga or comics. Like I never tried telling a story with my art. I only invented characters for existing stories or fandoms or whatnot. So I always wanted to do a manga, but I never pushed myself to do it. And I think one thing that's very important to do, like that like really helped me with Now Sensei is I had to draw a manga, no matter how bad it looked. I had to finish it. I had to like work on it. I couldn't say, okay, this looks bad and stop. I'll go draw my characters because I paid for it. I'm not gonna waste my money. So it forced me to break an invisible wall that stopped me from actually finishing a storyboard. Because I knew no matter how bad it looks, you can always revise. And it's best to have like a finished bad manga than never finish a manga. So like for my manga specifically, so since I only had a week, we went like very short. Like I did 18 pages. Originally it was supposed to be 16 and now Sensei thought we could only do 2. But let it be known, if you put your time out of lessons, you can like probably do like 16, 18 pages of a storyboard. I went with like, if you know Vagabond from Miyamoto Musashi, a samurai like in Edo period. So I really took that as inspiration and mixed it in with like modern times, like a vagabond type character that gets killed in the end, and like just a really basic story. But let's say I won't give it to an editor, but it was mostly so we have something to work with on the storyboard because we can't like do storyboards for a non-existing story. So I don't ever plan on being a professional mangaka. I definitely think of it as a hobby. So maybe like releasing my own manga like to the internet for free once every XYZ. I definitely plan on now that I broke an invisible wall, I can finally work on a manga seriously and like finish the storyboards, flesh it out, put it on the internet. That's definitely my goal, to keep like learning, to read more manga so I get like more references from the stuff, like to learn cinematography because that's just like insane, like so much stuff to learn. And hopefully maybe one day I'll have like a self-published manga that I can be proud of, but like nothing professionally. I would say, like, knowing to draw is not a must, but it can help. It definitely helped me that I knew some perspective and that I knew like some of the stuff I'm doing. I recommend, let's say you have this program in a month and you never read manga or you read a little bit. I recommend reading a lot more manga before coming here because it just gives you a lot more to work with. So when I came, I really felt like I'm drowning. The first lesson was very difficult because I didn't know anything. And I think knowing even a little bit gives you a lot more to work with. So definitely try and learn a little before coming here. It's not a must, but I recommend it for like your experience in the lessons. Because if you're not comfortable with like not knowing anything, you will not be able to enjoy the lessons. You gotta come with like an empty cup and be able to let the teacher feel it. To take criticism, to be able to answer, why did you do this? I don't know. Well, that's not good. But you have to be able to like do these stuffs and be prepared to get criticism for your art. Yeah. I came here in winter, so it's very empty. But in general, it's a big house. There's a lot of space in the living room, in the kitchen. There's 3 fridges behind you. All the ACs work. The room is clean. The room is big. My room specifically is big. You can see like we're in a quiet street. Like there's not a lot of noise. There's a 7-Eleven close by. There's also a Family Mart, and it's like I think everything is really high quality. Like I was surprised by like how good the shower is and how good like the bed and the. I was in like a bunch of hotels before coming here, and this is definitely like the best experience I had, especially with the people. There's like a special vibe you get when you sit down to draw, and like to the left of you there are other people also sitting down to draw, and you all like have the same activity. It really motivates you to keep working. I think it's maybe this is the point, but like yeah, definitely see that. Yeah, the vibes are amazing. Encouragement. I definitely, as I said already, like it's definitely worth it, and if you truly value manga, I think the experience itself, not even if I didn't learn anything, the experience of being able to go step by step with a published mangaka and the living quarters with like people who publish manga or will publish manga, I think the experience itself is like very unique. Like you won't find it anywhere else in Japan, I think. Like not that I heard of.